Modules are the top-level building blocks of your application. Modules allows you to separate concerns without isolating each module's logic completely from the other parts of your application. When you think about modules, you do not have to think about the user interface at all, really. You focus on state, signals, and services. So let us imagine an application with three modules: home, admin, and profile. Each of these modules defines their own state, their own signals, and their own services. An example of state could be an is-loading news indication, a news array, and the current tab active in the UI. Similar state is added for admin and profile. The signals could be something like mounted, which would start the download of the news when the home component mounts, and tab clicked, which changes the index of the currently displayed tab. Similar signals are added for the other modules, where profile adds synchronous signals, which are typically used for text inputs. We also define a fourth module. This module will handle our requests to the server. It will only expose some services that wrap superagent method calls into promises, making it easier for us to work with requests in our signals. So let us imagine now that our Ajax module is just used by our other application modules at the top. Then we have our actual application-specific modules that has state and exposes signals. This state and signals can be accessed by any view individually. There is no correlation between how you separate your business logic into modules and how you separate your views. Any view can grab any state and trigger any signal. Modules can also have submodules. In this example, we see that the home module has a news and video submodule. They work just like a normal module, which brings us to namespacing. A module is basically a wrapper for namespacing state, signals, and services. That means any state you put into home will be put under the home namespace in the state store. Any signals defined will be under the home namespace on the signals, and so on. That means our news module here is namespaced as home.news. As we build our application, we can also bring in modules from the Cerebral ecosystem, like the router and the recorder. Both of these are also just modules, exposing state, signals, and services, like your own application modules. That means it is a very short way to sharing your creations with other Cerebral developers. So the big picture here is that we have our application modules, a mix of our own modules and modules from the Cerebral ecosystem. All of them stores the state in one single model, and all of them registers their signals and services to one single controller. To describe the state of the application to our end users and let them trigger changes, we use a view package for that, like React, Angular, or Snubdom. So let's have a quick look at the To-Do MVC demo application, which is split up into modules and submodules. We have one main app module, which has 3 submodules registered to it. This is a bit artificial, as To-Do MVC most certainly could be contained in one module, but it is a good demo nevertheless. In the list module, we can see state defined and signals registered, as we just talked about. Thanks for taking a look at modules, and good luck building your Cerebral application.